Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Just making sure that I'm on. Hmm. Give me 1 second. Mhm. Okay, I think I'm good. So, hello everyone. I am going to not be on here too long. I wanted to get on and talk about a particular topic, navigating this new digital era because I want to keep reiterating what I'm talking about because I can't assume everybody knows that one, we're in a new digital era, like where this is the future. We're not gonna go back to how things used to be. It's just gonna be ever evolving. And so I want to make sure that I am not assuming everyone knows what exactly I'm talking about. And I think yesterday was a great episode of what you need to watch as well. So you can go and watch all the lives that I put up on my YouTube channel, like and subscribe to Kristen Nicole Mann. And first things first, I do have a emotional intelligence workshop coming up on November 12th. It will be a brief overview of what emotional intelligence means and why you need to learn it, study it, dive into it. It's a soft skill. So this is something that will help you with your career, your entrepreneurship, your day-to-day living. And then I also have creative consultations if you need help getting set up for your platforms. You can contact me for that. And I'm excited about what I'm talking about today. So grab your notebooks because I'm going to go in. Let me pull up my notes because I got some stuff to talk about. How has y'all Saturday been? Mine has been very low key. I have a little bit of cramps going on. So I have not been out and about in like 2 days, but it's all good. Let me see. Let me get all my notes together. Hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna take this real slow. I'm not gonna be on here too long, but I'm gonna also make sure I'm articulating myself well. Um, because this is needed. And just checking all my okay. All right, let's get started. So today we are talking about what's in the description. There's a lot of people going through it right now. So let's just talk about navigating life challenges. People are also always preaching, get online, do your business, start this, start that. But there's a lot of life happening to people. And I don't want to necessarily look from the lens of not acknowledging that. And we first have to acknowledge where we're at in life. Are we dealing with a lot? Are we in a space where we're better than where we were last year or even last month? And we feel like we have that courage to move forward with our endeavors. Like you have to assess yourself of where you're at and be honest about where you're at. I do this all the time. So I'm not telling you something that I don't know. I have to be honest within my time of self-evaluation because you can really mess yourself up with just thinking that everything's okay. And a lot of us do that. We think everything is okay. And then once we start getting into the nitty gritty of things, we're like, oh, actually, I'm not okay. So we're talking about hurdles faced by new adults. When I'm referring to new adults, I'm talking about millennials, Gen Z, everyone that is freaking out because they're like, I'm actually an adult. I actually have kids. What has happened to life? I know sometimes I feel like I just graduated high school and these are shifts that have to take place in our mindset to say, okay, now we have to make real life decisions for our lives. And that's hard for a lot of people. They may not be there yet. And that's just me being honest with going out and about, talking to people. Everybody's not there yet, but I want to talk to the ones that want to be there. I want to talk to the ones that one person that knows what they're capable of, but they just don't know where to start with all the stuff that they have going on. Because I have stuff going on too, but I've learned to have a mindset of this is going to take place whether I have a lot of money, whether I don't have a lot of money. These decisions have to be made in life, and I have to show up and participate in this thing called life. And so, have you ever heard anyone talk about life being like a game? That is a saying that has been around for a long time. And so we are going to talk about unlocking your true potential in this digital era because we are in an era where people are getting online, they're teaching, coaching, preaching, saying all this stuff, eating food in the car, doing all these things. And they're monetizing it. They're making money from being themselves. And you might be that person that's at home, you are in a traditional based job or career, and you are not understanding this whole thing. Like you don't understand why somebody would get on and talk to you from a screen. There are still people out here like this, and it's not they're bad people. That's not what um we're gonna be talking about. We're talking about those people that want to know what this is, but they just haven't had anyone explain it to them and walk them through on how to navigate this space. Because what people tend to do when they get in this digital space, they compare themselves and they're like, I'm not living the same life as these people. And this is giving me anxiety. I don't like that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm seeing all these people get married, have babies, buying houses. They started their business and they got 1,000 sales. And these are real honest thoughts that go through people's heads when they see like people online or what they prefer to put online. And they're like, I don't have this life. Where am I? I'm behind. You ever said that to yourself? Like, I'm delayed. I'm behind. I'm not where these people are at. So I'm talking to you today. I'm really talking to you. Um, and playing in the game of life can make you feel like it's a competition that's never ending, uh, if you have the wrong perspective of it. So I'm going to give you the right perspective today of how you can embrace this digital era. And if you need help, again, I have the information in the comment section. But we're going to say that you are starting from scratch. So I'm going to talk to you like you don't even know none of this, because I want to make sure you get it. All right. So many adults today are finding themselves grappling with the complexities of modern life, financial disparities, limited job opportunities, and the burden of student loans can often feel overwhelming. So a lot of our population that are adults now, they have student loan debt, they have other debt that is just like a mortgage payment, which could be 30 years, could be 15 years. Either way, it's a couple years. We have cars, we have all this debt, right? And this is kind of like what society is built on. Like they encourage you to get debt. They pressure you to get into debt. And some of this defeats the purpose of the freedom that we're wanting, right? It defeats the purpose of us being our creative juices flowing because we're like, okay, I just have to pay bills. I've heard a lot of people, including myself in the past. I still sometimes say that out my mouth and I'm like, oh, I gotta retract that because you can get in a routine of I just gotta pay bills. I just have to do this. I just have to do that. And I was interviewing, again, go watch that interview of Erica Etienne. She talked about how we just get into the routine of things and we're not even paying attention to what is our wants in life. What is self? What do I want in life? How do I want my life to look? Are these questions that we ask ourselves enough? And I'm not saying, go off of what you said 3 years ago. Ask yourself that today, because as time goes on, we evolve into different people where our tastes change. I know I didn't used to like certain foods when I was younger. Now I love them. I didn't like certain movies when I was younger. Now I love all these documentaries and stuff. So we grow and we change into different people. And I encourage you to ask yourself, like, what do I want my life to look like? What am I good at? So when you don't have the space to, or you feel like your life is not set up in the position to ask yourself these questions, you have to kind of jump over that hurdle. You have to jump over feeling like you're not qualified to ask yourself these questions because maybe you have a negative bank account. Maybe you're not making the type of income that you want to. These are things that you kind of have to put to the side in order to freely, critically think about what I just told you to ask yourself. So embracing the digital era. This is something we got to embrace, y'all. We have to embrace this. Whether you are in a corporate job, whether you're in a business, whether you have a side hustle, this is all included in the job market, the marketplace, and it's going to have to be learned. You're going to have to learn how to do it. And so you might not start your channel, or you might not do these things, on your own personal endeavors, but 9 times out of 10, your job is going to start implementing more digital. I remember when I was in the office in my last job, they took away, like, we didn't print as much paper anymore. Like, everything was digital, even people signing their documents. That's when that transition happened, like, a couple years back. It's been a while now, but that was like the new thing. And people were like, what? We're not gonna be printing paper no more. And now nobody even thinks about it. Nobody even thinks about it. They're signing contracts online. No paper is being mailed to anybody, unless you want it to. So the digital era offers new opportunities that can help overcome these obstacles. By leveraging technology, you can open doors to new career paths, enhance your skills, and connect with a broader network. And this is what I'm really on for, because I don't want you to put yourself in a box thinking one way. There's always multiple ways to do something. Don't ever get stuck doing something the old way. There's always another way to do stuff. You just have to open your eyes and be open to learning something new every day. Take one thing and learn it every day. Because that kind of helps you and conditions you to be open to, changing that mindset about a lot of things. So, here's how you can start in embracing the digital era. Okay, listen up. Upskill and reskill. Okay, upskill and reskill. So there are online courses, there's online certifications where you can take these classes to learn how to either perfect your skill or learn a new skill. With skills, this is not like gifting. This is not gifts. This is a skill that across the board people can learn, pick up and learn and implement in their lives. Now, the gifting can tie into your skills, so I don't want you to think like they're completely separate, but your skills, they're always going to be needed. Whether you're working a job, whether you're in a side hustle, whether you're an entrepreneur, you always need skills. Um, and I hope I'm not breaking up. But anyways, you could go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a platform that's more professional based, where they have skill training. And I would encourage you, if you're not on that platform, start to get on that platform, because that's more of, again, a professional Facebook where you're going to meet all type of leaders. You're going to learn from the leaders themselves. A lot of them have newsletters. A lot of them post a lot of information. So get on LinkedIn if you really want to know what's going on in the workplace, if you really want to know how corporate is changing, what's happening in entrepreneurship. LinkedIn is a great platform. And you really want to hone in on your tech literacy, because not a lot of people know what technology is. We walk around with these phones every day, and that is something that's not going to go away. But it doesn't hurt to go further into your tech literacy, because there's so much that you can do from your fingertips. It's so much. So this is a competitive market, and you just want to spruce yourself up on what you need to learn. Every day take baby steps, find a YouTube, find something that you can watch in short little sessions, because I know some of us have kids, we can't be on all day. um so yeah, find something. So understanding basic coding, data analysis, or digital marketing can be invaluable. So if you don't know these things, you won't know how to, like, you see people get paid on Facebook, Instagram, they even get paid on Threads now. That's because you have to know how to digital market to your audience. You have to know the back office of some of these apps. Like, people don't even think beyond what they can do on Facebook or these other apps. They kind of just use it and that's it. But there's a whole world of things that you could do to bring an extra income in or bring new community to your page. Like, there's a bunch of stuff you could do. So take some time to, figure that out. Now, remote work is something that is kind of controversial right now because there are companies that are bringing their workers back into the office. They don't want to do remote work no more. But there's other companies that are turning their whole blueprint into remote work. So it depends on what person you are. You might want to be in the office. You might want to be at home. Some of the stuff that I do, even as an entrepreneur, is remote. It's not always going in the building and actually doing it as a service. A lot of the stuff that I do now is more so remote. So I'm just like at home on my laptop. And this is the new wave of how things will be. I know a lot of people are trying to go back to the old way. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So you want to make sure you have flexible opportunities. If you are a person that has been trying to get back in the job market in the traditional sense and nobody's hiring you and you feel like you've just given up on the traditional outlook of career options, you want to look into remote work. Look into asking someone, ask a group on Facebook, ask someone like, do you know what this means to be a remote worker? Remote work allows you to assess job opportunities beyond geographical limitations. So there's websites like remote.com and flex jobs that can help you find suitable positions. So you can be in a job or a company and you could be an entrepreneur with remote work. It's all up to who you are. Networking, like I just said, make sure you network with people, network with groups, network with your neighbor, network with people at your church. If you don't go to church, network with people at your groups that hang out and all that. Y'all go to coffee. Ask somebody. Okay? You're gonna have to open your mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed. All right, so let's go into debt management. Like I said, debt is in a lot of people's way right now with freeing up their mind to have creativity because no one likes to be in debt. Let's like being in debt is not even biblical. It's not even in the Bible to be in debt. So that's just what I follow. And so when we're encouraged to have debt, that's kind of conflicting, right? Like we should be paying cash for stuff, but that's another lie for another day. Anyways, there's budgeting tools that we can look into as millennials and Gen Z. There's debt management. So consider consulting, financial advisors. Again, there's a plethora of YouTubes. There's LinkedIn is also a good platform for this because there's a bunch of financial advisors sitting on there giving free game, and you just want to educate yourself. You don't have to always first talk to someone. Just educate yourself. Get a well-rounded view of what do I need help with. Do I need help in this area or that area? Do I need help in budgeting? What do I need help with? Okay, so we're hurrying along to entrepreneurship and side hustles. So, starting small. So, explore first. If you are in a career, explore first. what you want to do as an entrepreneur. Don't just jump out there. I know that's the exciting thing to do. It looks good. It looks good on Instagram, but I actually want to help you all with this because I have a worksheet that is on my website for free that you can map out what you are good at. So I want you to take a look at the things that how I put it to myself is where have I been? What industries have I been in that I wasn't technically supposed to be in? Like God brought me so far that he put me in this place and I don't even know how I got there. That's what you want to write down. So let's say you started out going uh being a doctor, and then you ended up being a advocate for the community. You're like, how did I get there? That's the stuff that you want to write down. I'm gonna put the link in the comments to download the free workshop because it's just simple. You can map it out. It's just you have to think out loud. You have to use paper, pen to really go over what you're good at. Sometimes we have to have that visual. Most of the time we have to have that visual because your brain is like it has to see what you're talking about. Like it has to be released and then you can read it and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I did all these things and I didn't even know that I was like good at this and I haven't been leaning into this skill." So that's just a side note, but you want to explore hustles, side hustles that align with your passions and skills. So if you're good at writing resumes, let's say you're good at even writing, just start selling that as a service. Start selling the skills that you have helped these companies out with, crisis management, things like personal development. Like that's stuff that I offer even because it started with visual art. Like I started creating art, but I have a background in crisis management, personal development, understanding people's emotion. I have emotional intelligence. Like I started thinking about these things and offering this stuff to organizations, one-on-ones, things like that. So I have the worksheet in the comments. You can download it for free. Um, and I'll have this up on my YouTube. And so digital platforms. So you want to utilize, depending on if you have products, you can utilize your own website. You can utilize these platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, um, what's the other ones? TikTok. You can utilize those platforms to sell or just keep people up to date with what you do. You can utilize Etsy, Shopify to sell your products or services. Again, those help you reach global audiences. Sometimes, I know people love to vendor in person. I know people love to go to in-person events. Maybe they don't anymore. I don't know. But online helps you be like exposed to different countries, different people. There's a lot of people from America that now live in other countries. Like you just don't know if you don't put yourself out here. So you want to put yourself out here to um, you know, get in there. Get in there like swimwear. Okay. Let's see. Mental and emotional well-being. So you want to implement self-care practices, exercise, hobbies. Get into the routine of doing this stuff to help your mental health. If you need a hobby, definitely go do something that you would be scared of. Like if you don't know how to paint, go do it. If you don't know how to sew, go do it. If you never tried to bungee jump or go through the Amazon forest, like try something that is equivalent to that. And do that as a hobby. Exercise, like I said yesterday, go outside, walk. I gotta get better at that. But it's so refreshing when you do it. Like right after you're like, ooh, you get your thoughts, like you can talk out loud. You can do a lot on a walk. Support networks. So this helps with your emotional well-being. If you join online forums, like online groups, I'm a part of a lot of groups on Facebook that speak to what I'm interested in. I even have a group like a DIY group because I love arts and crafts. I just put the group together. It's like 2,200 people in there, and we all come together off of the strength of liking DIY. It's simple. If you have to start it, start it. If you don't, look for one. Um, Local groups. Now, this is hard to find a little bit, and depending on where you live. But you can find what you need. You might have to drive a little bit. You might have to get dropped off, but you can find something locally that is a support type of group. If you don't go to church, maybe try to look in your library, your local library. They always have things hung up, and try one. We were created for a community, and everyone is so individualized now that it's scary a little bit. It's scary. So at least try one group, y'all. One group. So taking the first step, I'm gonna end here. Taking the first step, embracing change in the digital era requires courage and action. I'm gonna say that again, courage and action. So you actually have to move to embrace this digital era, like you actually have to do something. And you just begin by setting small, achievable goals. Gradually work towards the large aspirations. We always want to do what we see, especially being a visionary. You want the product done. You want to see what's happening. No, we have to walk this through. We have to walk this through. So, make sure you're going forward and not back. So by harnessing the power of digital tools and community support, you can navigate life's challenges and create a fulfilling and successful future. And the key word you want to keep telling yourself, like, what do I want for my future? What do I want that to look like? And this worksheet in the comment section is going to help you map out what areas have I been in that I was able to use my strengths, what helped me understand skills that I didn't know I had. Maybe I was part of a production, like maybe I was part of a board. Do write all that down. Write all that down because it's going to help you connect the pieces of the puzzle that you're probably missing and you're probably wondering about. You're probably like, I don't know where to start. And you'll find a common theme in all of them being written out. You'll be like, okay, I definitely will lean into this, try this out. And then once you become a master of the one, you can master all of them. Okay. So I hope this helps. If you're facing any hurdles right now, I hope that you just took notes from this and you can implement the things that I have given you. Again, I have a emotional intelligence workshop happening on November 12th. I changed the date because I want to give people more time. And then I had something else planned. And then I have creative consultations if you want to set your stuff up. I'm telling you, it doesn't take that long. This is an hour and 30-minute consultation where we'll go over which direction you should go in when it comes to the digital space. Then download that free worksheet. Okay. Like and subscribe to my channel, Kristen Nicole Mann, and I will upload this there and I will talk to you soon. Have a good Saturday. Bye.